Hello, everybody, and welcome to Athletically Speaking Wagon Wheel Sports College Football Show. We are in our festive mood. It is
Yes,
Thursday,
spooky.
October 31st.
It's spookiness and
It is
Halloween
Halloween.
and stuff and whatnot. But
Ryan has decorated himself.
but you know what's coming? You know what's coming now.
Nothing good, I'm sure.
Jingle bell rock.
It's not
God,
Christmas season until November
we
29th.
we have 40 or 55 minutes.
You can play as much Christmas music as you want on the way back from Baton Rouge because it's Christmas time after that point. But up until that point, I want to hear zero Christmas music out of you.
All right. We'll see what I can
That's
do.
a deal right there.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. There is no college football news that I can think of off the top of my head.
I guess
Um,
West Virginia's was it OC getting fired? Was it the OC?
DC, I
DC,
think.
yeah. So that was, which I
Yeah,
find interesting that they fired him and his defense held our offense to an unbelievable amount of yards. And it just puts into perspective. It's like, look at that. He got fired, but look what the performance he had against our team. What does that tell you? Sorry. Anyways, but yeah,
on top of that, UCF has let go of Ted Roof,
really
which was former Oklahoma defensive coordinator and UCF defensive coordinator. After starting 3-0, they lost five straight games and they fired him. Um,
very nice.
I've seen that apparently Venables has his top five narrowed down for offensive coordinator.
Who's that?
I'm not sure. I didn't pay for the service.
Was one of their names starting with a K and ending with a D, or is that a thing, or no?
It's not your guy, so
Are you sure? It could be. You never
it's
know.
definitely not. That's for
What
sure.
if what if they did? Oh, that would make me so happy.
Can he score more than 3 points?
No, no, not as of right now.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I don't want
Well, I was talking Casey Dunn,
to.
but
I believe. Well, I know that was what I was asking.
oh yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
I
delusional.
believe one of those people were Mike Shanahan from Indiana.
Oh,
One of them was Brennan Marion from UNLV. People, OU fans hate him for whatever reason. They think that the go-go offense is not going to work in the SEC, and they're like, we shouldn't even be considering him.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't get that, but I mean, if it's a good enough offense, it's going to work wherever it's at. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if you're in the G5 or Power Five. It doesn't matter. It's going to work if it's going to work.
yeah, for sure.
Um, but that's it. Is there anything else you can think of?
I don't think so, man. I'm ready to call. My bed's calling my name in there, so it's like Ryan, hurry, and
Yeah, I'm
so.
sure.
So I'm tired. Just came
Um,
off a 36-hour shift. It's rough.
ooh, yeah, that's tough.
But I
Slightly
did.
your own fault.
But I did just beat San Diego State in college football, so it's been that day. But
Don't let him act like that was a game was a breeze. It started out as a breeze and then it became a dogfight by the end of that.
shh, they don't have to know that, okay?
All right. Pick 6 points. Point number one. This kind of goes along with the Ashton Genty should be the Heisman winner.
Mhm.
Give him the award. Boise State should be ranked a lot higher than they are.
Should
I think
disrespect.
they're at 17th right now,
Yeah,
17 or 15, something like that. But
yeah.
they have won every game pretty decisively, and they lost to the number one team in the country, Oregon,
They deserve a lot
by
more
like three
respect.
points.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? If that's any other team, they're like top five.
Oh, for sure.
But
Absolutely.
since it's G5, they're ranked 15th. Like, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no
And
reason that that team shouldn't be up there fighting for a
disrespect.
bye in the playoff.
Wild. Freaking wild.
So I think that's ridiculous. They're putting up good numbers. I think they're completely on right
Mm-hmm.
for getting that playoff spot from the G5. And I think they can. I'm really starting to believe with enough chaos that they're going to be able to pull off a bye
That would be
in
great.
the first year of the playoff. So that'd be pretty cool.
Hope so.
Number two, Indiana
Mhm.
is still rolling. Indiana beat new member in Washington. pretty soundly. It was like 31-14, I want to say was the final score.
Yeah.
They are playing great, and that was with a backup quarterback. I think they're getting their starter back this week as they come in to some other guys.
Yep.
Indiana looks really good. They have
Yeah.
some good coaches. I didn't think Signetti was going to have it in him coming from James Madison to the
Yeah.
Big Ten, but this is the best start Indiana's had
Oh yeah,
in
man.
forever, and they're looking real good.
Exciting to see, bro. Teams that are nobodies typically and see them be somebody. I love it.
And what a great year to do it, right?
Sure. No better year than 12-team playoff, man.
Very true.
It's the best year. This is the best year like to start. Like it's almost kind of like just wild how this is the first year of a 12-team playoff and oh look at all these teams that are
They're just somehow good now. Wow.
yeah.
No.
Mm.
Um, on the flip side of that, Missouri's offense is almost as bad as Oklahoma's offense. Like
Almost. Keyword almost.
almost is the key word.
I
They
don't know
are
if
not as bad, but they're bad.
yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad. Oklahoma is just struggling, bro. Isn't y'all's defense too? I know you're talking about offense, but your defense is like ranked like it's like 115 or something in this country or
I think that's a skewed number too because of the points that the offense has given up to other teams.
yeah.
Like it's not completely the defense's fault that they're that. They're third in the SEC, sixth overall in the nation in rushing defense.
Okay.
Um, I think that's a little bit of a skewed number. Now they haven't been as sound as they have usually been, but I think if you put a competent offense on that team, then they win. They beat Ole Miss, Tennessee, South Carolina. You still probably lose to Texas, but
I mean, yeah, for sure.
like
Yeah.
there hasn't been a game that I've left other than Texas being like we shouldn't have lost that.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
Missouri's bad. I think
they are.
as bad as they are, I think OU's defense is going to be able to hold them in Columbia, which is a night game. Weirdly enough, I don't know how that happened,
That's a little weird.
but Missouri's bad. I just hope that OU can beat them, get the 6 wins these next
Yeah.
couple of
Man.
weeks, and then call it good from there,
So make a bowl game at least.
at least. Um, on the sort of flip side of that, Vanderbilt, I understand that they lost the game, but if there's any team that deserves to stay ranked
It's
after
them.
losing a game, it's Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I mean, look, they dropped out again after um the I can't even Texas game and they put up a dogfight for him. I
Yeah,
mean,
and Vanderbilt shot themselves in the foot towards the end of that game. Like they were
mhm.
gunning to get that
Yeah.
dub.
Dude, they should not have dropped that out of 25. I was so ticked when I saw that. I'm like, come
And
on.
look who's at the bottom of the top 25 right now. Like Missouri, who we've already said is bad. They shouldn't be ranked.
No.
Illinois is I can see them being ranked. Colorado's all right. Um, but some of these teams it's in the poll, like I don't get it. Like Vandy should be ranked. You can take a couple teams out there, especially Missouri, and keep Vandy at 25. Like, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
But Texas survived, which is what good teams do. You
Yeah.
survive and keep going. It's a long season.
Yeah.
Texas still like 7-1, I think now.
Something like that.
They got
Looking good.
I don't know who they got this week.
Man.
Somebody cupcake, I'm sure.
Probably.
Oh, no. I'm not sure. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. They have Florida.
Also, they have a bye week this week and then Florida.
Yeah. Yes, they do. And then Florida next Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a piece of cake. Florida's bad. Georgia's going to boat race them. But yeah, Texas, I mean, they're good. They'll make the playoff. At this point, this is going to be a perfect segue into my next point. Texas A&M game at the end of the year. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's going to be winner to the SEC title game, it's looking like right now.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
That's going to
That's
be
funny.
13 years in the making for this game to finally come back to
It's
the
going to be
gridiron.
big importance.
That's going to be must-watch TV.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Have you seen the prices of those tickets?
No, I haven't, but I
Like
can't imagine.
the cheapest ticket's like $800, and
You
that's for
serious?
like the nosebleeds. Everything else is 2,000 and above.
Well, that'll go quickly though. Although if they're not already, I mean that's.
Like I would love to go to that game, but heck,
Oh
that's
no,
too
yeah.
expensive.
It don't surprise me though, being that
No,
expensive.
it doesn't surprise me either. I mean, that's what Bedlam will be once Bedlam comes back in however many years. Like,
That's right.
but that's crazy. Texas A&M is apparently really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Wegman has figured it out. I don't know how they lost to Notre Dame in week one, especially considering Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, but Notre Dame's good. Apparently, they beat Navy like 51 to 14 or 20, something like that.
yeah,
Notre Dame has come out of their shell and is looking like a team worthy of some respect.
just takes a little bit of time to get warmed up or whatever, I guess, and
I mean, if you're getting hot at the right time, it's right now is a good time to do it. You're going to be pushing into the playoff, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
looking good for them. It's looking really good for Texas A&M. Um, I hate it because I don't like them, but
What are you gonna do? I guess
yeah.
we'll be
So
there at some point.
if A&M goes to the SEC title game and plays LSU again, and then or Texas again, and then A&M wins the SEC, heck, more power to you. It's not Georgia, it's not Alabama.
Yeah,
A&M go to the playoff as the bye. If they go somebody different winning the title, I don't care. I'm still thinking Oregon wins it though at this point, but
yeah. I mean, they've been solid, man. Probably, I could see that's the most logical, just about. I
and
hope just
then oh, do you have something else?
good.
No. And the last point, BYU is still trending upward. They beat
Yeah,
UCF 34 to 24,
Mighty
and
Moore, let
the
him
Mighty
go.
Mormons, man, are going for it. And props to them. They got a bye week this week, kind of rest up a little bit, come back in healthy, fully to go, ready to go for their
Go
next
you.
conference opponent. The next unsung hero, Iowa State, plays this week. They just come off a bye week. I don't remember who they it is they play.
Um,
Texas Tech.
okay,
They play Texas Tech, and
which
I
is
think I mean, Texas Tech's
decent.
5-3. I
Yeah,
think
and that's gonna be a decent little game.
that'll be a good game. I think Iowa State still wins it, stays
I,
undefeated, gets to 9-0.
I do too. Yeah,
I just
but
hope Iowa State is good. I hope they go win it.
yeah, I'm just rooting for the Big 12 at this point. Just want them or BYU to go as far as they can, and do what they can do. I guess I don't.
Can't relate to my conference, but yeah, I hope BYU or Iowa State does it.
Yeah,
I need to see something happen.
yeah. I don't. I just want anyone that's not in the Big Ten or SEC to win it all. But I
What if
mean,
it's like Oregon or somebody that's like in the Big Ten, but in the
oh,
Big Ten?
yeah. I mean, that'd be okay. I'd be. That's the only other school I'd be. It'd be acceptable. I'd go for Oregon. That'd be good for them. And DG deserves it. And going, he's been.
He's been passed around like
Yeah,
something.
as long as he wins his natty. I mean, hey,
Like go for
I
him.
imagine if he was well, you guys probably be a lot better if he was still at Oklahoma. But um, yeah, I mean, imagine though that'd suck if he was still on that. That'd be depressing. Your last year,
Well,
Oklahoma.
I know with that offensive line, he wouldn't be near as successful right now.
No, he wouldn't be. So happy for that guy.
All right. Top three games of week 10. The first one is the most obvious, 11 a.m. Fox, big noon kickoff, Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah,
Um, what are you thinking about this game so far?
dude. I don't really know. It's gonna be a good game. I know that.
The tired's gotten to his brain. It's
I really am delusional. I really am tired. I'm excited, dude. You talk. I don't
excellent. I mean,
know.
I'm looking forward to it. I hate that this game's at 11 a.m. on Fox. They need
Yeah.
to get rid of this big noon kickoff crap. Nobody cares or nobody wants to ever play a game at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Go play a game. Like this magnitude needs to be a night game. Oh,
Yes. Yes. Anyway, sorry.
go
Yes,
and
I agree.
put this game at night. Make it
You
a
have a top,
whiteout at Penn State.
you have a top five matchup like that. Like you can't play in the daytime. That's criminal,
It is criminal. Big
especially
Ten
at Beaver
kickoff should be
Stadium.
banished forever.
Dude, yeah, it should be. I agree.
It's it's a horrible, horrible thing because Penn State's gonna finally show out against Ohio State. Ohio State almost choke jobbed it away with Nebraska last week, which Nebraska's a good, decent team, but not a
Still,
team that Ohio State should have struggled with at home.
nope.
They came out off a bye week after um slightly embarrassing. Like I think Penn State's gonna give them a lot of trouble this week. That they more so than they want to have for
Yeah,
sure.
I can see that.
All right. Anything else on that game? Excellent. Game number two, which is under the radar here. Um, it's on the ACC network for whatever reason, not nationally televised like it should be. But the undefeated Pitt Panthers at 7-0 is
Forget about
taking
that.
on the SMU Mustangs at 7-1, whose only loss
It's to
is to the
BYU.
Mighty Mormons of BYU. So
Yeah,
this
dude.
is this is a sneakily good game here, and one that I am really excited to watch
Yeah,
because SMU has been on this path of taking the train up through the ACC,
yeah,
and I
man.
really feel bad for them because if Clemson and Miami both went out, which is probably likely that they're going to do that, neither
Hmm.
one of those schools play each other, nor do neither one of them play SMU. So if
Yeah,
SMU, Clemson, and Miami all win out, SMU gets shafted because their opponents' records aren't as good as either of those teams.
yeah. Bad deal. I feel like that's
So,
why there's so many issues with that. Same with like the Big Ten. I mean, there's there's multiple schools that probably are going to get the shaft there, and that's why we need smaller conferences and like everyone plays everybody, and you'd avoid these issues.
yep, your
But people are
conference
dumb.
championship actually gets there. I saw an interesting post about this, and how long is it before conferences start have conference semifinal games and then the conference championship game?
Hopefully not.
You think
Well,
that's a good idea?
I would probably
You said hopefully not, though. Are you against the ideas of a
do what?
You said hopefully not. Are you against the idea of a conference semifinal game and then a conference title game?
Oh, I said hopefully.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, no, hopefully. I was like, wait, what? No, I mean, that would help mitigate. Like, you had some teams like you would play, and if you win, you go, advance.
So at that point, why not have the top two teams of every conference? You have four major conferences just be in the playoff. Each conference teams play themselves. They win that game. Then the top four moves on as conference champions in the playoff, and then those four compete for a national title.
Yeah. Mm, mm, something. Yeah, that's a thought.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. See, this is the whole thing can be solved if you just give the G5 their own playoff.
That it could be. That it could be.
But
And I would actually have hope. Like it sucks being a G5 school because it's like you're not gonna win anything that matters, and it's
hmm
like give you hope, but
like Boise State right now is coming the closest, but
I mean, they know. I mean, they're not dumb. The coach isn't dumb. They wouldn't say that out in person, but I mean, we
or to
know.
the team, but like they know deep down that they're not going to win a title.
Yeah,
And any reasonable coach doesn't want to just be there. Like they're not going to go in there and truly believe, well, it's about us being there and this and that. It's like, no, it's not. You wanted to win.
yeah,
You deserve the chance to win.
really.
Anyway, um, I feel like Pitt is a little bit of a false undefeated a little bit. I think Narduzzi has done some good things and kind of overhauled that team that went 3-9. But the ACC, like I've said, is fairly soft. Um, and I think Pitt hasn't quite been tested yet. the way that maybe an SMU has, which is weird to say, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I think SMU is the better team for sure, and I think they're going to be wanting to show that out on the ACC network, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm really excited to watch that one come Saturday.
Definitely.
Last up on the top three games, one that's not going to be a great game probably, but Florida, Georgia.
Had to pick one. I mean,
Um, I mean,
Georgia. I
Florida's
mean,
bad. I don't know what to say there. Florida's not great.
it's not gonna be great. Like, yeah,
Georgia's pretty good, I would say. So
breeze over that, and
yeah, I mean, that's a pretty self-explanatory game. Carson Beck's gonna light them up in Jacksonville. I know it's this game's the biggest outdoor cocktail party or something like that. So Florida fans better be drinking a lot because they're
yeah,
gonna need it.
I think they will be. I have confidence.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's not gonna be
No,
a tough game there to decipher what's gonna happen. Florida might stay competitive for a drive or two, and then it's gone after that.
but for the culture, I mean, hey, I hope they do. They do something. That'd be great. But
Right? I would love to see Florida upset Georgia. I don't think they will.
oh no, no, they won't. But it's thought. It's nice to have at least.
It is. All right. We are to our pick'ems. I've lost count of the total for each of us and what we're looking at, but I'll have to go back and figure that out at a later date.
Fair enough.
Um, let's start with one of the bigger games of the week. Ohio State, Penn State. Who you got?
I'll go Ohio State. They've looked really well all season, with their only loss being to the number one team. Penn, they've done really well too. They've beat everybody well except USC. They barely snuck by. They didn't beat them by as near as much as they should have, and USC is an awful team this year. So just for that, I'm just gonna say they're more consistent. I'm gonna go with Ohio State.
All right. I'm gonna go the opposite. Way to start this one out different. I'm going Penn State. I think Happy Valley at home. I think the Nittany Lions are gonna come out, be ready to play against this Ohio State team who didn't look great against Nebraska. Um, they were kind of lackluster coming off a bye week. I think going into Happy Valley, it's going to be a redo of 2016, and Penn State's going to get that victory.
Okay, that'd be different. I like it.
Ole Miss, Arkansas.
Um, I'll go Arkansas. Um, they've looked. I mean, they've looked a lot better. It's not like the normal, the typical Arkansas team that we see. And they're playing in Fayetteville. Um, so I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and I think that Arkansas is gonna. I don't think it'll be a good game. It'll be close, but I think Arkansas can pull away. I just want to be different, and I think they have a chance. So,
I like the trend we're going here. I think Arkansas has been playing a lot better for sure, definitely. But I think Ole Miss and their defensive line is going to get it done. Um, they're not playing Mississippi State this week. This is Mississippi, and I
mm-hmm.
think Ole Miss is gonna beat them. It's not gonna be a beat down, but it's gonna be about probably 10 points, I'd say,
Yeah.
up there. So I got Ole Miss. Next up, Minnesota, Illinois.
Um, I'm not too informed. I'm gonna go Illinois just because that's the majority. They have 88% of votes. So, but they've looked decent. I mean, they are 6-2.
Yeah, no, they've
So
done really well. Brett Bielema's got that team going.
yeah, good for him, man. Good for him. So yeah, I'm gonna go Illinois.
Yeah, I'm going to Illinois too. The first one we agree on, and the Fighting Illini is probably going to take that win. I mean, if
Mm,
USC can almost beat Minnesota, surely that Illinois can. So
sure.
I got Illinois on that one.
Ah.
Next up, Virginia Tech, Syracuse.
Go Virginia Tech. I think they've been. I'm not. Some of these kind of teams over there. I'm not very. I need to watch more. I think they've been more consistent. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna go Virginia Tech though.
I too am going Virginia Tech. Syracuse was a little disappointing for me this year. I thought they would be a little bit better than they were with the kid from Ohio State whose name has left me right now
Yeah.
at quarterback. I don't know, but he was there. I expected a little bit better out of Syracuse, and they just did not deliver. So Virginia Tech is probably going to get that dub. A&M, South Carolina.
I'm going with A&M. I think most people would be the same. They've looked really good. They've been consistent. Their only loss has been to Notre Dame, who's good. South Carolina is pretty trash. They're lucky they walked away with a dub in Norman.
That's
But,
true.
I mean,
He's
hey,
preaching. Preach.
but I'm going A&M. Go with the Aggies.
Yeah, I'm going A&M too. A&M's got it rolling. Even though it's in South Carolina, that shouldn't change much. I don't feel like A&M's got it better. If OU doesn't spot them a few 21 points in the first 3 minutes of the game, then maybe that turns out differently. So I don't think A&M's going to do that. I think their defense is going to play good. I think Wegman's going to do enough to win that game. A&M wins. Wisconsin, Iowa.
I'll go Iowa. Both 5-3. Um, but I don't really. Their only loss was to Iowa State, and I'm trying to look at Michigan State. I wasn't too sure,
Isn't that crazy?
and then Ohio State. Uh, they had better losses. Oh, we go Iowa State or Iowa.
I think it's Iowa too. Iowa has put up like 40 points in like three different games this year,
Yeah.
which in those three games combined, I think is more points than they've scored in like the last 4 years. So that's pretty good for them, I'd say. I think Iowa is getting it together slowly but surely. The defense is still good as it always is. And the offense is slowly but surely starting to get rolling a little bit. Wisconsin has not figured it out under Luke Fickle yet. So Iowa's the pick. Next
Bet.
up, Georgia, Southern or State. I don't remember.
Yeah, Georgia Southern Eagles.
Georgia
Uh,
Southern and then Southern Alabama.
I'm gonna go South Alabama just because
You got to
they
relive the.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't really know, but I'm gonna go South Alabama. Just seems right.
I'm gonna go Georgia Southern. I don't know
Alright.
why. I just think they
Just
call to me. They speak.
yeah.
So that's where we're going. Next up, Pitt SMU.
It's a really good game, bro.
It is a good game.
Um, I'll go Pitt.
Oh,
Look at it. I don't know. I know you're really high on SMU. You've been high, but
I have
so
been high on 'em. And I'm gonna keep riding that high because SMU is gonna win this game.
yeah.
Um, I talked about it earlier. I think Pitt's kind of a fake undefeated. They hadn't
No.
really played a lot. SMU, their only loss is to BYU. So both of those teams are really good. And I think SMU is going to kind of come out there and get it going.
I respect it.
Next up, the Bluebonnet Bowl, TCU Baylor.
I'll go TCU. Both teams have been pretty trash. Baylor's trash. We should have beat them.
Your worst trash, apparently.
Yeah, bro. We don't even belong like anywhere. Like we need to go to like junior varsity.
JUCO.
So it's bad or something. I go TCU. They're starting to look a little bit better. Um, um, Someone's looking. Their last loss was in Houston, which is an ugly loss,
Very ugly loss.
um, but they're starting to get better, starting to get rolling. Baylor sucks. I'll go TCU. I mean, TCU is not great either, but I don't know. I like that. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I agree. TCU has not been great by any means. Baylor has been worse, but I think TCU, Sonny Dykes, TCU's weird because after the Georgia national title game, they hit like a wall, and that was it. Like they were done.
That's
They
all they had in them.
they sold their soul for that natty appearance, and that was it. Like they went down the drain after that. But
They did.
they starting to slowly creep and claw their way somewhat back up to relevance. They've won a couple games that I really did not expect them to win this year so far. So I think TCU's, I think they got it this
Yeah,
game anyway.
I
This is going to
agree.
be Dave Aranda seat really starting to warm up.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Colorado State and in
Nevada.
Nevada. I wish I
Yeah.
got an eye on my paper.
I'm gonna go Colorado State. They've done much better than Nevada. Nevada's, Nevada. But their only losses was to Texas, which is understandable. Colorado, um, which they're heating up, they're looking better. And then Oregon State. So they don't really have horrible losses.
Like those games are reasonable losses that you
Oh,
should
for
beat.
sure, absolutely. So yeah, I'm gonna go Colorado State.
I agree. I think Colorado State's the better team. I don't know a lot about them, but the few little bit that I've seen of them, um, they've done okay. I mean, you're running into a chainsaw of Power Five teams there, so
Yeah,
I think Colorado State's the pick. I think they're gonna get that dub.
I agree, man.
All right, well that's the last one. You got anything else for?
I don't believe so.
All right. Well, it is the end of this thing. I hope everybody has a safe and fun Halloween weekend.
Hopefully so.
If you're a Georgia player, do not get caught driving this weekend.
Do not drive at all. I
Yeah,
mean, don't.
just take an Uber, buddy. It's okay.
Really, for
You're
real.
be a bigger man. Don't drive on the road. If you're
Yeah.
in Athens during this weekend, stay away off the
Watch
road. You might as
out.
well
It's a
too.
holiday. Like, stay, far away.
But yeah, that's all I got. So anything else from you?
No, bro, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Athletically Speaking.